All right, welcome to the 119th lecture of the Otaru University of Commerce English Lecture Series. Today we have Nishiguchi Sensei, Sumiyo Nishiguchi. She is a new faculty member at Otaru University of Commerce, and she will be giving us a talk today called Context Change and Negation in East African Languages, Dhaasanac, and Somali. Please welcome Dr. Nishiguchi.
Thank you, Sean, for a nice introduction. I'm going to talk about East African languages. Have you traveled to Africa? Or is there anyone from Africa here? No. Anyone who went to Egypt? No. Okay. Anyone who went to South Africa? Not yet. Okay. Well, the area I go to is East Africa, and this is the photo I took with people there. Well, I was a little bit swimmer at the time. Well, I have a 5-year project between 2016 to 21. And that's on index codes and negation in Dhaasanac and Somali. Have you heard of a country, Somalia? Yeah? We're going to talk about Somali a little bit on the next semester on Pirates of the Caribbean, if you are taking my class. And this project is supported by what's called the Kakehi grant by JSBS. So I studied in the United States, and my school, I can't select, okay, was, so I have to go back and forth. Was in New York, and I spent 3 years there, and I happened to have a classmate from Kenya. And while I was studying, I came to know, because we were classmates, and I started to work on this language called Dhaasanac. Dhaasanac, or Galeb are these languages. And And actually, this classmate became a congressman. So he became became a representative of his tribe called Dhaasanac. He became a congressman. 代議士になったんですね。He became a representative of his tribe in the hometown called Masabe County Assembly. So I don't want to go back and forth. Anyway, show this one too. So, perhaps I can change the panel. Is there any way to go back and forth between PC1 and my PC? 行ったり来たりできます？できない。Okay, he's gone. Okay, so I want to show this PC, but it doesn't show. Okay, so well, he became representative, and everybody to go to Kenya, which is here, and also this project involves Djibouti. This is this coastal country, and there's no direct flight, so you have to change on the way. And this is Nairobi. Well, Nairobi is a big town, big city, and it's very much developed. And well, first of all, we just go to Nairobi, the capital. You know, going to capital is the easiest, and it's very much civilized. And it takes like 12 hours to go to this town called Masabe. So normally people take 2 days, but well, I want to go within 1 day. So these days I spent 12 hours in the bus. So this is the first time I went to this town, Masabe, in Kenya, which is 500 kilometers north of Nairobi. So it's like from here to Tokyo is like 800 kilometers, right? So perhaps going to Sendai, is it? Yeah. So because of the infrastructure, because the road is not so quick, there's no highway much. There's highway, but well, it takes a lot of time. Yeah. And the first time, this is my classmate's son. His name is Joseph. He was a high school boy, and he picked me up in the town between Marsabit and Nairobi called Isiolo. So I met him, and he picked me up, and I stayed in Isiolo in the middle, and changed to a car, and went to this town. Now he wants to study abroad, and looking for a scholarship somewhere. And I met her. She's a wife of a high school teacher. Her husband got a job in Marsabit, the country town, and they were going to change the location. So we drove together like 12 hours. It was only like 300 kilometers, but there were lots of checkpoints. So the officers stopped us so many times with guns, and they say that they make sure that we are safe. But actually, the driver had to bribe so many times. And nowadays, I take buses with locals, and it takes 12 hours in the bus from Nairobi to Marsabit. And then it goes in the same bus. And they are going to be eaten. Yeah, they are just food. Yeah. So this is the bus. And these are the friends local, and she's also a high school teacher local. This is just taken in February this year. So these are the friends there. And people ask me what people eat. Do you care for chaos? And are you a vegetarian? People eat beans. And also, if you in countryside, people miss, we tend to miss the junk food. And there is a KFC kind of local food. There is no KFC, but this is something closer. Okay, and after Kenya, I started to go to Djibouti because I met a researcher in Europe, and it's a French-speaking country, so things are not very easy for me. But after going to Kenya, I fly to Djibouti, and Djibouti is here. This is the coastal region. So they took all the nice water of Ethiopia. And the temperature is, like this is for today, it's very warm. It gets 40, 45, it's very, very warm. Okay, so because they have nice water, you can see like this. And this is what's called a salt lake, the lake of salt. And this is a very nice salt, the best salt in the world. And you can make the best potato chips in the world. So I'm nibbling the salt. This salt is taken from the salt lake, like a salt. But the temperature was almost 50 degrees. It was scorching heat, very, very hot. And even the goat looks very hot. Okay, so the purpose of my visit to these countries is talking about the monster. Do you know what monster is? Yeah, do you believe in the existence of monster? Well, today's talk is about the monster and also negation. So the former half, I'm talking about a monster. Well, that's linguistic and philosophical monster. So, do you think monsters exist? お化け怪物ですけど、do you believe monsters exist? Yes. Who thinks monsters exist? Okay. Who doesn't believe monsters exist? Okay. Who doesn't know? Agnostic. Okay. Well, what would be my claim? So after this lecture, those who are taking my courses are going to answer this question. Is a monster according to my talk? Then, the thing about debate about monsters started from a professor called David Kaplan in UCLA, and he started the debate. And I wanted to show the website. wrote a paper in 1977, and there has been a debate. You know, scholars debate, there exists monster, there is no monster. So this is a debate started from 1977. So his paper is influential up to now, and the people say there is monster or there is no monster. So it's a debate. And yeah. So the Kaplanian monster is the context change monster. Yeah, and he says there's no monster. Yeah, but some others after him said there is a monster. Then what's monster? That's the context change function. Those who are taking my social choice class, they are familiar with functions, right? Okay, Kaplanian monster. It looks too cute, but it's a function that changes a context. Yeah, normally what we say is influenced by the context a lot. So if you change the context, you can mean many things. And this context, Kaplan said, context doesn't change, always the same, at least for English language. And picking up the context, we get the meaning, content, and the content get the word we live in, and we get the meaning, we understand the meaning of the language. So meaning plus context gives an intentional meaning, and this intentional meaning with the world we're speaking to, we get the interpretation of the sentence. So what's the context? Well, if you say I'm Mickey Mouse, then who is I? Mickey Mouse, right? Mr. Mickey Mouse is I. But if I say I'm Mickey Mouse, that's false, because this I became Su Nishiguchi. So this I is called context-sensitive indexical, because depending on the context, the reference changes. So I is different from context to context, but in my speech, I always means me. And if Mickey Mouse speaks, this Mickey Mouse is I. And if Mickey Mouse says, you are Minnie Mouse, then who is this you? This you is Minnie Mouse. But if I say to Lynn, Shirley, that you are Minnie Mouse, that's false, because you are not Minnie Mouse. So I and you change reference according to the context. And these are called indexicals. And also, I'm happy now. Well, would be true if you're happy now, but I'm happy now, maybe yesterday, maybe you were very sad or you were tired, you are unhappy. So this now also changes the reference. And also today, it's July 11th today, but if I say it tomorrow, it's July 11th today, it's false. So these words like I, you, and now, today, and also here, we're here in Otaru University of Science, Otaru University of Commerce, but if I say this in Tokyo, we are here in Otaru University of Commerce, here, then it's false, because you are in Tokyo, not in Otaru. So the expressions like I, you, now, today, here, there, yesterday, these are called indexicals. And Kaplan said, these words don't change reference. If there is something that changes the reference, then that's a monster, but there's no monster. But how about this in English? I'm coming now. I'm coming now. Are you there already? Not yet. So when is this now? Actually, I'm coming to your place in 1 minute, right? So this now is actually switched to 1 minute later. And also, I found it. The book was here. Oh, I was looking for a book. Oh, the book was here. Actually, you mean that the book is here. So even in English, this now is not, strictly speaking, it's not now, but you're talking about a little bit future. I'm coming now. I'm coming now. Wait for a minute. I'm coming now. So 1 minute later is actually now. So these expressions are not really rigidly context bound. But normally in English, the text goes like I don't change reference. If you embed, John told me that. Sorry, John told me that John and Mary are always typical names. John told me that I should go home. Then this I is always the speaker, and it cannot be John. But in some languages, this I can mean someone other than the speaker. Like in some languages, like a Turkish language, if you say I, actually, it's not always a speaker, there's someone who's speaking, but in this Turkish language, if you say Hassan said, I'm rich, this I is Hassan, not speaker. Hassan said Hassan was rich, that's what it means. And it's reported in other languages. So, well, there's a debate that, Kappa said there's no monster. These I, you, here, there, and today, yesterday, the tense don't change reference, but there's a monster. So there has been a debate until now. So if you can study about your language or some other languages and you get the data, that's a very good topic to think about. So the purpose of going to Africa is to collect data and say that there is a monster or there is not a monster. Well, I want to get the proof for this debate. Yeah. So, well, I've been spending almost like 10 years collecting the data. And for example, I want to play the recording.
Hasan ambulan innos kajela kajelta.
This is what the related language called Buruji. This is the data in Buruji language, which is the relevant language. So the girl that Hassan said.
Kecho Hasan ambulan innos kajela kajelta.
Yeah. So the girl that Hassan said I met was pretty. That's what this sentence says. And so this I means Hassan, actually, and not the speaker. So in this Buruji language, this is the language called Buruji. This I also changes reference. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so this embedded I. Hassan kiye ya dich. Hassan said, I'm an idiot. This I, ya, or you, refer to Hassan or Bali, or optionally speaker. So this I means Bali, not the speaker. So do you remember the Mickey Mouse slide? Mickey Mouse said, I'm Mickey Mouse. Then this I is a Mickey Mouse. But in this case, if Bali said, I'm an idiot, this I is Bali and not the speaker. And some people say it's quotation, just in your, but you can extract the girl that Hassan said I kissed is pretty. You hear the Buruji recording that you can change the word order, so you can say this is not direct quotation. And also you can say in New York, who did Bali say I would meet? This I also refers to Bali, and it doesn't have to refer to the speaker. Moreover, about tense, a week ago, Bali told me that lawyer met me yesterday. So it's odd in English, but this yesterday is 8 days ago, because yesterday doesn't mean yesterday in this language. This yesterday is relative yesterday. The viewpoint shifts to, the context changes to 1 week ago, so this yesterday is evaluated 1 week ago. So it becomes 8 days ago. So Well, the claim is there's a monster in Dhaasanac language and Buji language. So, well, people say that there's a context here, that this context is changing. So everything is actually embedded under context. So this I'm an idiot is evaluated in actually shifted context. So, and the past tense is also shifted, so past becomes present. There's a context change function, which is a monster. So monster is actually a function that changes the context to the speaker context or the past context. And yesterday, lawyer met Bali yesterday is evaluated 1 week ago, so the context parameter C itself is shifted to 1 week ago. So this fixity thesis by Donald Kaplan that the context doesn't change is debatable. That's the claim. So this monster is actually present with the verb say, and lawyer met Bali yesterday. Bali said this say operator has a monster. With this monster, the context time changes to yesterday. Context time changes to 1 week ago. So lawyer met Bali yesterday is evaluated 1 week ago. So the context change operator monster has a type of context and index to truth value, to context and index tuple to the truth value. It's a function that changes the context itself. So the monstrous function manipulates the tense and the person and the location. Right. Okay. So the data in Dhaasanac says that the context is changing, and the monsters are present with verbs like art, say, and negation, tell. And if we think about the context index, we can explain things. Yeah, right. So, and this is the data about Somali. Somali is spoken in Djibouti, in French-speaking country, and also Somalia. And there are also Somali people in Kenya as well. And in this language, Hussein said that I was sick. This I means Hussein. And the woman whom Hussein said he used to meet was sick. This I, Hussein said I used to meet. This I means Hussein. So this I is changed in Somali. And also the second person pronoun, the person to whom Hussein said he was his friend is nice. But actually Hussein said was you are my friend. Yeah? And this you and I both change reference from speaker of this sentence and the hearer of this sentence to Hussein and his friend. And also the locative there can be here. There becomes here. So the location also changes. Right. So it was about monster. And a little bit on negation. Negation is like no. And yeah, I'm gonna briefly talk about negation. That in English, I didn't eat any donuts is okay, but I ate any donuts is kind of odd, unless you say I ate any kind of donuts. So these words like any is called a negative polarity item, which is one of the quizzes for this lecture. And also, Sue doesn't speak Afrikaans at all. It's okay, but Sue speaks Afrikaans at all. It's normally not okay. So these at all and any are called negative polarity items because they are not happy in the affirmative context. They want not. Without not, these at all and any are not happy at all. And in Japanese, nani mo shiranai is okay, but nani mo shitteru is odd. So in Dhaasanac, there is this ma, which means person, which is not happy without negation. So I didn't say anyone with ma, yama arge is odd, but you have to say yama argeman. And ya madet arge is okay, but you say ya madet argeman is odd. So the claim is ma is negative priority item, NPI, and madat is only happy in positive context. And normally in negation, like French, je ne sais pas, does someone think French? French negation has ne pas in normally. This is nu is omitted, but you need two things to say no. In English, I don't know, not is okay, but in French you need two things. And in Dhaasanac too, to say ya dande, to negate ya dande, I swam, you have to say yama dhanam. You have to say ma and n. You need two things. And so these negative priority items are happy only with negation. And there's also a peculiar phenomenon in Dhaasanac language that I didn't swim. Normally yamadana, with accent and focus, it means I swam. So if you say yamadana, then it means I didn't swim, but actually it means I swam. So in Dhaasanac, not doesn't always mean not, and it's something like I really did go. By saying I didn't go. So I didn't go means I went really in this language. Sorry that I cannot have you hear the recording. So it means opposite. The word is upside down. So does it mean that focus is like double negation? Or it's possible that this is just a metalinguistic negation. So this negation is not interpreted, and the body went is interpreted, and this negation is outside of I mean really operator. So in sum, this is the phenomenon in Dhaasanac, and also I want to find more in the Somali and other languages, and I also work on the Afal, the smaller languages nearby, because they are not very different from the Dhaasanac and the Somali. So I look forward to speaking more, and there's going to be probably a seminar next year, as Zemi ga aru kamoshiremasen shi. And in the fall semester, I'm going to teach Eigo gaku gairon and Eigo gaku tokuron. And the gairon is about formal semantics, and the tokuron is about phonetics. So I look forward to talking with you more. And that's all for my lecture. Yeah. And these are the references. Yeah, that's it.